but I don't know exactly. Or maybe it was from the movie. Well, I'm not going to tell you because then you'll know all the secrets of Jack Mehove. I came across this information earlier, and I thought I'd share it with y'all. But first, we're going to play a little bit of detective work. Now, for those of you listening in the audience, let's think about Jack Mehove's targets, okay? Let's think about his targets. Guy Shea, Rick, Pumpkin Face, myself, Uncle Ghoulie, Apocalypse. He's gone all over the Spreaker board. Now, let's first off look at it from a group perspective. Let's take a look at it from a group perspective. You have your trolls. Your trolls who some of them like to broadcast, namely Barco of Bastard FC fame and Stabby McHugs last night, coming out with a very decent podcast last night. Very angry podcast. By the way, you two in the chat room, get a room, please. I'm closing your window right now. Okay, so let's look at the people who know how to work a soundboard, etc. The trolls who would get some kind of pleasure out of this and know how to work their equipment. And not just their equipment, I mean their recording equipment. Let's look at Apocalypse, for instance. Well, I'll tell you why Apocalypse is not Jack Mehove, and that is because Apocalypse, if you've heard his shows, basically it's a man and a Yeti mic, and there's a couple of cats fighting outside the studio. That's awesome. So it's a man and a Yeti mic. The guy has no equipment. The guy has zero real experience in working a board. And all he does is use a Spreaker console, just like everybody else, and record on his Yeti mic. He's one of those Yeti micers. One of those guys who thinks a $75 microphone is going to solve everything. It's not true. Apocalypse is disqualified for lack of experience or lack of ability to utilize a soundboard. Now, then there's Barco. And Barco knows how to use a microphone. He's a little more than a Yeti micer. He's a Yeti micer, but he's not really a Yeti micer, if that makes any sense. He's got a little bit more to him. He plays music, he does bits, he does all sorts of things on Bastard. Okay. But Barco, once again, has this lack of comfort level on the microphone that I really don't think that he would go out there and actually do this kind of thing. I really don't. So I'd like to welcome the real Stabby McHugs into the chat room. You're just in time. I'm about to reveal who Jack Mehove is. I know this information, and I've known it for a little while, but tonight I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Screw April 1st, 2015. Screw that. You people want to know now. And Stabby says it's a slow night. I get it, Stabby. Stabby and I have this love-hate relationship. He hates my shows, and I don't know where the love is, but that's fine. Thank you for showing up anyways. So then there's Stabby McHugs, who has a little bit of, he's in the Barco realm. He has a little bit of talent as far as mixing things together and putting together a show, but I don't see him setting up a basic sock, and then editing audio using Audacity or anything like that. So there goes that. So we've eliminated Barco, we've eliminated Apocalypse, we've eliminated Stabby McHugs, RD, Aaron. These guys don't have the ability to do this. So you have to take those people out and then look at the people who actually have the ability to broadcast something that sounds professional. Let's look at Rick. Rick doesn't hardly have time for his own show, let alone to be putting clips together for half an hour. He does make interesting promos, but Jack Mehove did state that Rick is the second biggest piece of shit on Spreaker next to Guy Shea. So then, so you got Rick, who could possibly do it, but I don't see him having that kind of bone in his body. I don't see him having that kind of feeling towards everybody. I think Rick does what he wants to do, and he doesn't care who really knows it, except if it's for Pumpkin Face. Now, let's look at people from that group. Dino, no. Dino can't do it. Pumpkin Face. Oh, Pumpkin Face is an interesting theory. Pumpkin Face is an interesting theory. Does he have the talent to do it? Yes. Is he sick and twisted enough to do it? Yes. But Pumpkin Face is pushing more of his own agenda. He's pushing more of his own show, and he's got his whole thing. So Pumpkin Face would do this as part of Truth Porn Militia because that's his thing. He'd have a new character by the name of Jack Mehove or whatever he has, and he would do it as part of that. He wouldn't set up another sock account and do it. He's not that kind of person. Uncle Ghoulie, he can barely do his own show, let alone do audio clipping and things like that. Uncle Ghoulie, a game attempt at doing shows. He's interesting. He has some things to say, but he's not to this level. So we've eliminated those. And we can probably eliminate all of Truth Porn Militia because, well, Brina Candy doesn't do any of that. Then there's the Boo Boy or whatever his name is, Boo Bear, Pooh Bear, whatever his name is. No way. All right, let's take a look at some outer candidates. Take a look at, let's see. There would be Shillbilly, who hasn't been putting up his bong songs. So one would think, yeah, Shillbilly would do that. Shillbilly has some experience. He's actually one of two people I've known who've been kicked off of Spreaker. Him and Goofy Boner in that infamous category. But Shillbilly came back. And so Shillbilly, yes, but and would he do that trolling job? Yes. And does it seem like, is Shillbilly smart enough to pull off these kind of trolls? Yes. But I don't think it's Shillbilly because something like this takes a meticulous effort, and Shillbilly's too busy hitting the bong. The only meticulous effort he wants to put is getting the seeds out of his weed. So I don't think that Shillbilly would waste his time doing this kind of thing. I don't think Shillbilly would waste his time doing this kind of thing. I think he would just rather play 3 hours worth of songs and smoke weed. So let's throw Shillbilly out of the mix. Then you've got, well, none of the Exact FM guys. Wouldn't it be a trip if Ernie Abbott was Jack Mehove? Oh man, that would be worse than Kaiser Soze. So I mean, that would be worse than Kaiser Soze. I mean, that would be the ultimate twist to like, yes. That would be an extremely good twist, but highly unlikely. Jay Sands, no. Jay Sands is what I like to call audio talent. You sit him in front of a microphone, and he's audio talent. Zodiac 12, even though the name kind of goes with it, I would say is not. I see Zodiac 12. I see Andrew as more of a fan than a performer, so I would say not. And that's not a knock. I mean, he could be bomb on the mic. Who knows? But let's also look at, in the chat room, we have Kevin A. Kierstead as a, and I was going to go to the Evil Crew next, so that works out. Kevin A. Kierstead. Now let's think about this. Kevin A. Kierstead and Guy Shea, the ultimate mixer of audio, are pretty good friends right now. So if we take Guy Shea and Kevin Kierstead, team them up, Kierstead with the account, Guy Shea with the verbiage and the audio clips, etc., it might be a good thought. But it's not Kevin A. Kierstead. The guy is in so much pain. He wouldn't want to sit longer than he had to at a microphone. And he wouldn't want to be, he wouldn't have that kind of gumption to go and do that. Not to say that he doesn't have gumption, period. But let's just say, no. And then there's the obvious choice. Goes after Guy Shea first. Similar audio clippings. Similar things. Similar style. Because Guy Shea can be smart when he wants to be. Could it be Guy Shea? No. Want to know why? After the stunt he just pulled, Guy Shea's laying a little bit low right now. And I don't think that if you are going to pull the morality card, that you are going to do this. That you're going to set up a sock character that is just ragging on everybody else when you're pulling the morality card saying, hey, they're getting my personal life involved. And I'm going to bag on myself. Pretty much disqualify the rest of the Evil Crew. Louis B doesn't have the chops for it. Peter Boy, love you, buddy, but no. Debbie Scott, are you kidding? Okay, so the Evil Crew's out. Which brings to mind Todd Morris. And when I first saw these shows, and I saw the editing quality, and I saw the large lapses in audio, and I saw all of these different things, I thought Todd Morris. But it's not Todd Morris either. And then you think maybe Desert Rose. No. Desert is good at what she does, and she sticks to what she does. Is it RD? RD, my gosh. Welcome to the chat room. Is it RD? No, it's not RD. But good to see RD anyway. So we've eliminated all those suspects. Is it anyone in the BWC? No. Because it would have much better audio quality. Because I know a couple of dudes in the BWC, and I know that they want their sound to be just so. And it would be much longer than half an hour. They wouldn't just do a clip and a mess show with tons of issues. So, who does that leave? I mean, really, who does that leave? Goofy Bone? No. Goofy Bone wouldn't be the type who would pull the rude jest. It would be some sort of street language. Now, Mechazawa, on the other hand, seems a little more refined. But Mechazawa wouldn't do this. Mechazawa would think this was hack. Mechazawa, it's kind of the reason, the production behind Goofy Bone. I don't think that he would tie himself to such an endeavor. Who could it be? Debbie Daly. Could it be Debbie Daly? Absolutely. Debbie Daly has a little bit of experience behind a soundboard. Has a little bit of experience in broadcasting, can cut clips, can do different things with her voice. Yeah. And she hasn't been on the radar lately, I don't think, so. But it's not Debbie, and the reason being is that I just don't see it. I don't see Debbie doing that. I see Debbie moving more towards her own shows, because now she's kind of out of the drama loop because everybody kicked her out finally. So who could it be? Who could it be? Well, I hope this clip explains it all.
So, these are the sort of people the Supreme Being allows to steal his map.